You know that all substances are made of elements or compounds. The atom is the smallest basic unit of every element, and the molecule is the smallest basic unit of all compounds. But a molecule is made up of combination of atom. So we can say that the basic unit of all substances is the atom. The atom is made up of three basic particles: the proton, the neutron, and the electron. The proton is positively charged. The electron is negatively charged. The neutron is electrically neutral. Positively charged center of the atom is called the nucleus. The neutrons and protons are present in the nucleus of the atom. The mass of the proton and neutron are nearly equal. The mass of a proton is nearly 1836 times the mass of an electron. Thus, the mass of an electron is almost negligible as compared to the mass of a proton. The electron revolves around the nucleus in circular paths. These parts of the electron are called orbits. All electrons do not revolve in the same orbit. A fixed, definite number of electrons revolve in each orbit. In a neutral atom, the number of protons in its nucleus and the number of electrons revolving around the nucleus are always equal. The negatively charged electrons revolving around the nucleus are attracted towards the positively charged protons in the nucleus. This is because unlike or opposite charges attract each other. As the attractive force of the nucleus is least on the electrons in the outermost orbit, these electrons can be easily separated from the atom. Now, let us come back to our main query. Why do two substances get charged when rubbed together? When two substances are rubbed together, out of these two substances, the electrons lying in the outermost orbit of one substance, which feel the least attractive force of the nucleus, leave their orbits and get transferred to the other substance. The substance that loses electrons becomes positively charged, and that which gains electrons becomes negatively charged. So when the substances are rubbed with each other, there is a give and take of electrons, and as a result, they become charged. Let us take examples to explain this concept. 1. When a glass rod is rubbed with a piece of silk. The glass rod loses electrons and the piece of silk gains these electrons. So, the glass rod becomes positively charged due to the loss of electrons, and the piece of silk becomes negatively charged due to the gain of electrons. 2. When an ebonite rod is rubbed with a piece of wool. The piece of wool loses electrons and the ebonite rod gains electrons. So, the piece of wool becomes positively charged due to the loss of electrons, and the ebonite rod becomes negatively charged due to the gain of electrons. An electroscope is used to ascertain whether a substance is charged or not. The electroscope works on the principle that like charges repel. A metal rod is passed through an insulated tube through a non-conducting cork. At the lower end of the metal rod, a thin leaf-like strip of the metal is attached to it and kept in a glass case. At the upper end of the rod, a horizontal disc of the metal is attached. When a charged substance touches the horizontal disc, some portion of the charge from the substance is transferred to the remote ends of the rod and some portion on the metallic strips. In this manner, both the horizontal disc and the metal strip have the same type of charge when the leaf-like thin strip gets repelled and moves away from the rod.